Center at the Hormel Institute in Austin, Minnesota. My name is Jason Baskin, president of the Austin Port Authority, and we are proud to serve as the fiscal agent and host for this incredible project. What you're going to hear today is that we are in a race, and this project is going to help us to run faster by accelerating research and ultimately cures. We are in a race. Every day, 85 Minnesotans receive a new cancer diagnosis, according to the Minnesota Department of Health. 85 of our fellow residents every day receive this life-altering diagnosis. And when you think about the impact that has on not only these individuals, but their families and loved ones, their friends, and the communities around us, you realize that we have to run even faster to find cures for cancer, to save lives across the state and ultimately the country. And that's exactly what this project does. The Minnesota Bioimaging Center helps us to run faster by accelerating research and ultimately cures. This is a transformational project with statewide impact. It establishes Minnesota as a leader in biomedical research right here in the upper Midwest. The STEM education components are going to be game changers in terms of training the next generation of scientists and ultimately helping to attract young families to Minnesota, because you will know that wherever you're at throughout the country, you can come to Minnesota and get a world-class STEM education, in part because of this project. And ultimately, from an economic impact standpoint, this is a project that has a huge opportunity to really expand this nascent research triangle that's developing between the Hormel Institute in Austin, Minnesota, the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis-St. Paul. We know that we can get companies who are already coming today because they're interested in the opportunities to come in droves right here and open up world-class businesses in Minnesota because of this project. We are in a race. We've got to run faster. That's what this project does, and that's why we are strongly encouraging the legislature to support funding for this project as part of the overall bonding bill. Thank you.
And then good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Representative Patricia Mueller, and I am the House file author, the representative who authored the bonding bill for the MBiC project. And one of the things that I think is really important as we're looking at bonding and the funds that are using for bonding, and you think about the projects that are set forth oftentimes that seem to have zero implications statewide, we want to focus on the true meaning of what bonding is, which is our infrastructure, and then implications that are going to not only affect our state, but also us as a nation. This type of project, this type of funding that would fund the Hormel Institute and the groundbreaking project that we're talking about here is going to not only make us world leaders, but it's going to be able to bring about medical advancement and medical research that is like state of the art. That's something that we will be able to really hang our hat on here in Austin, Minnesota. We are already seeing people coming to Austin, Minnesota because of our medical advancements. And we also know that Hormel Institute have been time tested. We have seen that they have continued to not only be groundbreaking with research, but they have continued to give back to our community and to Minnesota and to the United States as a whole. I know that it's really important for us to have this funding, and I think it's really important for the legislature to look at how this is going to impact our nation and our state as a whole. So thank you so much for being here. I'm looking forward to seeing this funded and making sure that we can move ahead in our research. As a teacher for almost 20 years, I know how important it is for us to have private and public partnership, and this allows us to do that. So thank you so much, and looking forward to this being fully funded.
Science?
Science.
Yeah, you guys are the official scientists. Come.
As long as you can stay, you're welcome to stay for pictures, for whatever.
Let me know. Uh-oh, no voice. Ready? So at the MBiC, new equipment that is proven technology will be installed so that we can use this equipment for cutting-edge experiments that will allow us to look into patient tissues, infected cells, and solve the high-resolution structures of disease-causing organisms. This is for the first time. So we are bringing this technology to Minnesota. It is the installation of equipment that, this will be the first equipment in North America, and it is truly transformational. There's another key important part. Not only can the scientists do things that we've never been able to do before, see things in order to find cures that we've never been able to see before, but the technology itself has outgrown the workforce. This is an important key concept. We find ourselves in a position where we now have to train people at all levels, and we are prepared to do that with MBiC.
Thank you for coming and listening. If you've been listening to the folks who've come before, you'll have a sense that we're proposing a project that is transformational. It's transformational for us. It's transformational for you. It's infrastructure, workforce development, research, STEM education, all of those statewide, all of those putting Minnesota and Minnesotans at the forefront of what's happening in research in the United States. And what we discover has implications for everyone. When you cure a disease in Minnesota, you cure a disease for the world. That's what we're here to do. I hope you find that you can support this bill and help us keep Minnesota at the front, at the very front of biomedical research.
Fantastic. That's a wrap.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Easy.
Time for a quick question.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who are you pointing at?
I'm assuming it's Representative
Yeah.
Taylor.
So, could you just speak to overall how this fits into other bonding projects that you
Sure.
see in this year's, bonding? I know we don't have a bill yet.
Yep.
But $20 million, do you think that'll make
Correct.
it in?
You know, when we look at how bonding projects have been put together in the past, we try really hard to remember that everyone in the state has requests, and there are so many needs everywhere in the state. And so it's important not only for the chair, but the leads and the people in the committee to be able to prioritize what's going to have a biggest impact on the citizens of Minnesota. And so, yes, we need to prioritize our infrastructure. That is something that needs to happen. As we're looking at projects outside of infrastructure, this is a project that I believe that is going to have implications not only in Minnesota, but is going to be in our area here, and then, of course, in the United States. And so I do know that when the bonding committee has decided to stop on the tour and see you, that it's something that they have prioritized. It's not something that everyone gets to do. You do know, as you have been around the Capitol a lot, that there's tons of requests all around the state, and the bonding committee can't go to all of them. And the fact is that for the last at least three bonding cycles, the bonding committee has prioritized Hormel Institute and the MBiC project to make sure that they understand what's happening, to see the implications that it would be here in Minnesota, and that they would see the impact that they have on medical research. As a person who is a recipient of groundbreaking research, health research myself, I know this is going to impact thousands, millions of lives, and into the future, leaving a legacy for us. So hopefully that's something that will be important and that will be included in the bonding bill. Continue.
No, I'm just applauding her.
One other quick question, and anyone is free to answer this. $20 million, where does that go? How does that get the ball rolling?
Oh, that's not
How
me.
does that plan? Is that for building everything? How does that all work?
So the $20 million allows us to build a fit-for-purpose space in which we can do research with these new technologies. We don't have that space at the moment. Without it, we're forced to try and do things through the back door. That never works in the long run. It costs more money, and your productivity is less, and the quality of what you produce is lower. This is to put in place a fit-for-purpose building in which we can do the type of research that we do and take it to the next level.
So this isn't like a two-part request, this is $20 million, that'll get everything.
$20 million will do the bricks and mortar piece, the renovations and the building of new space. We still have to put everything in it, but we're pretty well on our way to figuring out how to get that done.
That's it for me.
Any other questions?
You've already recruited the experts.
Oh, we have already recruited the experts.
Experts, here they are.
Yeah, I mean, we are ready to roll. Everything is in place. The expertise is in place, the teams to do the work. All the machinery is, some of it is, it will be here later this year. There's more that we need to build and buy and put in this space. So we're looking to the future. This is not a retrofit. This is, we're building something for the future that we start today.
I did think of one other question, and I mean, maybe it's far too early to be thinking about this, but what is the timeline for this? I mean, the funding secured this year, what does that look like?
Yesterday. We need to move as quickly as we possibly can. These technologies move quickly. We're at the forefront. We need to stay there. We don't want to take a step back and then try and play catch up. We want to keep where we are and keep pushing forward and stay at the front.
Is it okay to say that there's 4 crates packed in the hallway outside my office? No place to put them?
There's lots of things we can say.
How about addressing, will this be done elsewhere in the state? Or is this something that the University of Minnesota is looking to the Institute to do, Mayo Clinic is looking? Kind of talk about how this, they've already agreed to, the Institute is the place to serve the state.
Yeah, so the core technology, we were number 7 in the United States. The new piece that's coming in August, we will be number 1 in the United States. The nature of the investment and the expertise that's needed to run it is so unique, and we already have it, that it does not make sense for Mayo or the university to duplicate this anywhere else, and they're not interested in doing that. We will make our technologies available first and foremost to our colleagues elsewhere in the university, because we're part of the university, and to the Mayo Clinic, which is half an hour or so east of us. That's the goal. The goal is to serve Minnesota and Minnesotans and the research they do first. The implications are worldwide, literally. The opportunity to serve other states who do not have this technology is also there. So that's the next piece. But we look after our own first.
And what are some of the diseases? Go ahead.
So I just want to make a statement that we have networked heavily with investigators at Mayo Clinic. There are at least 12 who are waiting for the new technology to arrive. We're actually doing what experiments we can with what we've got right now. But other people who have networked with us are at the Twin City campus and the St. Paul campus. The MinPro group, they study prion diseases, especially chronic wasting disease. And this group is heavily invested in working with us as soon as we can get this equipment up and running. They need this to further their research.
I was just going to finally ask, what diseases beyond, it's cancer plus? So you mentioned chronic wasting. What other diseases?
Well, you go ahead and you can do the infectious piece.
Well, my lab studies viruses, and there's a virus on the poster down there. I don't know if you could see it, but that virus causes cancer. So there's some overlap here. Emerging pandemic viruses is the focus of a lot of our studies. And this specific technology will give us a target to point at the virus and develop antivirals to defeat them. So viruses, cancer, the Alzheimer's disease, one of my groups is, or one of the people we're networked with is studying COVID. Well, that's a virus, but it's a virus that's more important to all of us than some of the ones. And then, what am I forgetting? The prion diseases. And there are a number of them, and the number one question on most people's minds, is it contagious to humans?
No, we don't know. And if it is, we're in trouble.
Good. All right.
Thank you for being here.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.
And I've had heard so much clapping.
I'm like,
wow.
we're really
It's not very
fun.
often that I get clapped.